Peace. This is Bastard Brown. Milk in the mind. With the bass. Meek in the red. Let's build the cycle.
Peace. Once again, peace to all human families of the planet Earth. Peace to the 5% nation. You are now entering Build the Cipher with your host, Master Brownseed, right? Today, we're on episode 45. The 5 stages of consciousness, right? In this build, we travel through the 5 stages of consciousness to show how power evolves within the mind of man, right? Each stage reveals a deeper level of awareness, right? From the physical to the divine mind, right? So let's begin. The conscious mind, the gate of awareness, right? Here, we speak on the everyday alert state, the place of reaction and perception, right? The conscious mind is like the front door of your house. It only sees what's right outside, right? That's where most people live, reacting to whatever they see, never realizing the real power is behind that door, right? Talk about distractions, social media, noise, fear, all programming the conscious levels, right? But what's behind that door is what's running the show, right? People don't know what's behind that door is what's running the show. So let's travel in deeper to the sides of this consciousness of the mind, right? Segment 2, the subconscious, the programmed self, right? The subconscious is the storage room. Every word you ever heard, every emotion you didn't express, every fear you ignored, it plays in the background like an old record, right? That's why power can feel blocked, right? The record keeps skipping an old pain. You know how that record just keeps skipping and skipping and skipping? You gotta bring the record back. It's just that same old pain, that same old thing that you keep reliving in your mind, right? Because once you do something or something happens, you relive them thoughts constantly in your mind. It's like the record spinning and spinning and spinning. And it just keeps replaying in your mind, right? You know, I remember the brother, right, I used to build with. Every time opportunity came, he'd say, I'm not ready yet. He didn't realize his subconscious already told him he couldn't win. But once he started writing affirmations out and started talking life into himself, he broke the pattern. He started to land a job, started a business, gained peace. That's power. Reprogramming yourself, right? Because that's sometimes we got to do. It's just the wise man in the East, the black man, makes his history of Quran equal to himself. Every time his history lasts 25,000 years, he renews it for another 25,000. That means you have to start renewing yourself. You have to start making changes to certain things in your life. Programming yourself to accept things that you know is relevant to yourself and destroy that which is not relevant to you. You have to kill those thoughts that's keeping you rebound in the same situation over and over again like a revolving door. You have to get out of that state of mind and get into the state of mind of your conscious and your subconsciousness, right? That's life. That's dealing with yourself, right? Now, as we look at that, subconscious, after subconscious, you have the magnetic conscious, the attic, the attracting force, right? The magnetic conscious is the attracting force. That's why you see Blizzard has a magnetic attraction, the magnetic and the peace without. The peace with the magnetic and the peace without, right? Who has that magnetic attraction? Well, let's see what this magnetic attraction is, right? This magnetic attraction is when the conscious and the subconscious align, right? You become magnetic. You pull energy that matches your frequency. People call it luck, right? But it's law, right? Law. That's what it's called. It's called law, right? When you break down the science of vibrations and mental magnetism, you can see how thoughts plus emotions shapes your outcome, right? Your thoughts and emotions shape your outcome or how you see yourself, right? When that magnetism rises higher, you tap into what we call the superconscious, right? After magnetic comes the superconscious. Once you tap into your frequency of what you are, your conscious and your subconscious start to align. That's the knowledge and the wisdom coming together to bring forth that understanding. That's knowledge and wisdom. That's the two. Conscious and subconscious. The black and the brown, the sun and the moon. These are two that operate together, the conscious and the subconscious. All right? The superconscious, which is divine connection. The superconscious, which is the divine connection, right? This is where power becomes divine. You stop chasing ideas and start receiving them, right? That's when you walking with the rhythm of the universe, right? That's when you start to walk with the rhythm of the universe. You'll find yourself saying, I was just thinking about that, right? So I was just thinking about that. That just came to my mind. That is happening because the universe moves as you move, right? Now, let's tie that in with the 5% teachings. The alignment with Supreme Mind and the realization of God within. But there's still one more level beyond the self that thinks and knows. Now we're moving to the last stages of consciousness, right? This last stage, which is stage number 5, which is the infinite conscious, the oneness. That's being one with yourself. The mind and body becoming one. You are aligning everything together and you are now whole. Born alive. That's for knowledge to born and born back to knowledge. You being the oneness of yourself. You have now born alive, became the one. Because Allah is one. It's not separation. It's one mind, one nation under a groove. You get that? One mind and one nation under a groove. That's the oneness of yourself, right? The infinite conscious is peace. no beginning, no ending, right? Just being, right? When you reach that stage, power ain't control anymore. It's harmony, right? You realize everything that ever was and ever will be already lives inside your mind, right? Just like going back to that story I just told you about the brother, that same brother that's now at peace, he's unbothered by outside noise. He's living proof of the infinite conscious in motion. You know, the story I gave about the brother who said, "Oh, I can't do this, I'm not ready yet." But once you come in alignment with yourself, you start speaking things into existence, you become that oneness of yourself. You become that consciousness in motion. You become that proof. We say proof is in the what? Pudding, right? Proof is in the pudding. It's what you put in. That's why the Allah said his name was put. It's what you put in. That's what counts. You have to put in that work, that action. It has to be manifested from the mind, right? That should be in consciousness in motion, brothers. You know what I mean? When you're in consciousness in motion, that's what comes out of it, right? Well, as we continue on, moving on to today's affirmations. We're going to affirm these affirmations today, right? The first affirmation is, I rise through every level of my own consciousness. That's number one. The first affirmation is, I rise through every level of my own consciousness. Affirmation number one. Affirmation number two is, my thoughts are magnetic. My actions are divine. Number two, my thoughts are magnetic. My actions are divine, right? Third affirmation, last but not least, peace is my power and my power is endless. Number three, peace is my power and my power is endless. So those are three affirmations that I've given today. I want you to take those affirmations, be useful with them, say them to yourself. No, that's how you align yourself. You get your conscience right. You get yourself right with affirmations. You speak goodness. You speak nothing but goodness out of your mouth. Not bad things. You don't say I can't. You say I can. I will. I shall. These are all affirmations showing and proving that you are one with the universe. Excuse me. But as we get to the end, and we close this build out, I want to say peace to all. Remember, got the cough. Remember, power ain't what you gain, it's what you maintain, right? Master your mind and you master your cipher, right? Each stage is another degree closer to your own divinity. And when you reach that infinite stage, you don't just have power, you are power, right? So with that being said, I would like you to hit that like button, subscribe, share, and always remember to build the cipher. I am your host, Master Brownseed. Peace.